Why do so many of us hit 60 and just accept that our best days are behind us? Seriously, I was asking myself this exact question not too long ago. I was waking up stiff, my shoulders were constantly barking at me, and I honestly thought my days of having strong, muscular arms that actually filled out a t-shirt were just, well, gone forever. But then, I stumbled onto something completely wild. In this explainer, I'm going to walk you through a bizarre Cold War-era secret that completely fixed my aching joints and literally blew up my arm size. I'm going to share a hidden technique that makes every single rep feel stronger and safer. But I'm going to keep the exact mechanics of that trick under wraps until the very end, because you absolutely need to understand the foundation first. Okay, let's dive into this. So what if the modern gym is actually making you weaker, frailer, and way more prone to injury? Think about it. The modern bro science gym culture tells us we have to absolutely destroy our muscles to see any growth. We load up the bench press, we push to failure, we tear our rotator cuffs, and by the time we hit our late 50s or 60s, a lot of us are just walking around nursing injuries. I know I was. I wanted to fill out my t-shirt sleeves again, man, but every time I hit the weights, I just ended up icing my joints on the couch. It felt like a totally losing battle.
It's like night and day. On one hand, that was my reality. Aching joints, frailty, the constant fear of blowing out a shoulder. But on the other hand, that's where I am now. Filling out sleeves, banging out 100 perfect reps, and most importantly, experiencing total joint safety. Discovering this hidden Soviet technique completely changed my physique. It's a mind-blowing little trick that wires your body to work as one powerful unit. It makes pushing your own body weight feel shockingly easy, and it totally bypasses the need for all those heavy joint-crushing weights.
You know, NASA aerospace types used to joke that while America sends men to the moon in a Cadillac, Russia manages to launch them into space in a tin can. And honestly, it perfectly illustrates the difference in our fitness cultures too. The American fitness industry is a Cadillac. It's gear-heavy, complicated, stuffed with high-tech cables and machines. But the Soviets? They took the cold, minimalist, tin can approach. And the crazy thing is, they use that bare-bones approach to build absolutely world-class, undeniable bodies.
All right, Section 1, the Cold War Muscle Secret. Back during the mid-1900s, Soviet soldiers and Spetsnaz special forces were turning out guys with massive arms, just training on cold floors. No fancy commercial gyms, no nonsense. They relied on a principle that was brought to the West by a Russian strength expert named Pavel Tatsulin. When he started sharing these Soviet strength secrets with Americans, it flipped our whole gym logic completely on its head. He revealed that the Soviets weren't using magic. They were just using a principle of training that most of us completely ignore. A principle that doesn't just build muscle, but actually protects your joints as you age.
Moving on to Section 2, hacking your nervous system.
The real game-changing concept here is that strength isn't just about tearing down muscle. It's actually a neurological skill learned by your brain. Think about learning to ride a bike. Your brain has to wire those specific pathways. If you learn to write the letter A sloppy, you're always going to write it sloppy. Push-ups are the exact same way. Pavel called this concept greasing the groove, or GTG. The crucial point is this. GTG is the frequent, submaximal, near-daily practice of a single movement to train the nervous system without fatigue. Notice those words, without fatigue. You're doing multiple, small, incredibly easy sets throughout your day. You never go to failure. You never burn out. You are simply practicing the movement like you'd practice a piano chord, wiring the neurological pathway over and over until it becomes completely effortless. Let's contrast the two for a second. With the typical Western gym approach, you hit chest maybe once or twice a week, you push to absolute muscular failure, and your focus is total exhaustion. You leave the gym feeling absolutely wrecked. But the Soviet method, you do the movement near daily. The effort is strictly submaximal, meaning you leave plenty of reps in the tank, and the focus is purely on neurological adaptation. You're practicing perfect form to wire in safe, bulletproof habits. By the end of the day, you've done a huge volume of work, but your body feels totally fresh. Which brings us to Section 3, building huge arms safely.
So, why the push-up? Well, a lot of guys hear push-up and just think, oh, that's a chest exercise. But here's the cold, hard anatomical truth. The triceps make up roughly 66%, literally 2/3, of your arm's total volume. The biceps, which everyone in the gym obsesses over with those endless curls, are only about 1/3. Every single time you press your body up off the floor, you are extending the elbow under load. That is the exact job of the triceps. When you do a push-up, especially if you tuck your elbows close to your ribs, you turn your body into the ultimate triceps building machine.
But hey, I get it.
Getting down on the floor when you're over 60 can be pretty daunting. If your lower back is cranky, you can start right away with incline push-ups. Older guys can start with a close grip incline push-up against a kitchen counter, a sturdy table, or even just a wall. It safely hammers those triceps, it builds core control, the angle is totally approachable, and it massively minimizes stress on your shoulders and lower back. You get all the arm-building benefits without the floor-level struggle.
Now, to keep this safe, you absolutely must follow the golden rule of safety, the broomstick alignment rule. Imagine a rigid broomstick running from the back of your head down between your shoulder blades right to your tailbone. When you push, whether it's on a wall or the floor, those 3 points must stay perfectly aligned. If your head drops or if your hips sag toward the floor, you stop immediately. That sagging is exactly what destroys lower backs and tears up shoulder joints. Perfect alignment stops bad habits dead in their tracks.
Section 4. The full body tension trick.
Okay, this is the climax. This is the hidden technique I promised you at the start that makes push-ups feel incredibly safe. Let's break this secret down step by step. Step 1. Place your hands down and press firmly. Then imagine you're trying to twist open 2 jars at the exact same time. Your right hand twists clockwise, your left twists counterclockwise. You'll instantly feel your arms, shoulders, and lats lock into place. Step 2. Take a deep breath, brace your core like you're about to take a punch, and keep your ribs pulled down. Step 3. Squeeze your glutes hard to lock your hips. You do all 3 of these at the exact same time before you lower yourself. Suddenly you aren't just pushing with your arms, your whole body is firing as one connected, highly stabilized unit. It feels a little tight at first, but man, it makes the rep feel so much lighter and safer.
But you have to remember the 50% rule. Doing that full body tension trick with sloppy form ruins the whole shebang. The absolute rule of the Soviet method is that you never ever train to failure. You stop the exact second you feel your hips sag or your tension break. Quality beats quantity every single time. Protecting your joints as you age is priority number 1, so leave your ego at the door and only count the perfect reps.
And finally, Section 5, your 100 push-up blueprint.
So how do you take this Cold War secret and apply it today? Here is your exact daily mathematical plan. First, you test your absolute max number of push-ups with perfect form. Let's say you can do 10 perfect reps before your hips start to sag. Great. You cut that number in half. Your working number is now 5. Now you just do tiny sets of 5 reps spread casually throughout your day. Wake up, do 5. Before lunch, do 5. Afternoon break, do 5. You never get tired. You never even break a sweat. You do this 6 days a week, take the 7th day completely off to let the nervous system recover, and then every 2 weeks, you retest your max and recalculate. Your numbers are going to skyrocket.
But there is a catch. If you do the exact same movement day in and day out, your body gets brutally efficient, meaning it'll stall out fast. To keep those arms growing and that nervous system firing, you have to force fresh adaptation. So change it up. Do a set with your hands a little wider. Do the next set on an incline. Do the next set super slow with a pause at the bottom. The core movement stays the same, but varying the angles and the tempo keeps the muscles guessing and growing, safely and effectively. So I'm leaving you with this final provocative question. How many perfect reps can you do right now? Not sloppy, ego-driven reps, but broomstick straight, full body tension reps. I challenge you, right after this explainer ends, get down on the floor or find a sturdy counter and test your baseline. Write that number down, cut it in half, and start greasing the groove today. Your joints will absolutely thank you, and in a few weeks, your t-shirt sleeves are going to tell the real story. Get after it.